Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the next episode of the Tyndale Show. And today I'm going to be interviewing Josh Martin. And Josh is our Director of E-Learning here at Tyndale. And he's been at Tyndale for the last 3 or maybe 4 years. So welcome, Josh, to the show. Just tell us briefly, Josh, about your journey prior to coming to Tyndale.
Prior to Tyndale, I worked in the Catholic sector. And that was working in the central office, so worked in a lot of schools, visited a lot of schools, and that was primarily delivering ICT services. I was also doing some price agreements and so forth for the Catholic sector.
Okay.
So it was a very enjoyable role, and it got me to see a lot of different schools and how they operate, which is very valuable.
Great. So the Director of E-Learning, which was a new role we created when you came, give us a bit of a snapshot about what are some of the things that you do within your role here at the school.
In a nutshell, so to speak, my role would be to lead the strategy and operations of ICT across our campuses. So, I mean, in a practical sense, we could say that involves, keeping the wheels turning, keeping everything working, and then at the sort of the higher level, it's about looking towards the future, about what opportunities are there, and then planning towards those opportunities.
And school is a really challenging place, I think, from an ICT perspective, because it does change so quickly, doesn't it? Yet we have to be really strategic about how we change and those sort of things. Talk us through the last couple of years and some of the changes you've seen since you've been here.
Yeah, so we've been very much on a growth journey at Tyndale. So when I first got here, the big initiative was to prepare for a one-to-one rollout. That was a big driver, and so to do that we had to work on a lot of our background infrastructure. So ICT is very much around building on foundations and then slowly layering up from there. So of course when I started there was a lot about our networks and switching and wireless and service, a lot about hardware, a lot of the infrastructure and getting that prepared. Now that we've taken, we're integrating with our other campuses at Murray Bridge and Strathalbyn, going through similar journeys there, and now we're looking at integrating those campuses and how we can best do that.
So I sort of think about IT as it's at its most effective when it's in the background and things are just working really, really well. And when you're aware of something that's going on, maybe it's not going so well. Is that how you would see it?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's a real outcome for a teacher to be able to walk into a classroom, plan a lesson, and deliver that lesson, and at no stage are they thinking, is it going to work? They might be working on notebooks, they might be using the audio-visual equipment, but it's not about is it going to work, and it's not about the IT itself, but that's just a part of the lesson. And I think if you can achieve that, where it becomes that sort of ubiquitous use of technology, that's an achievement. That's a real goal.
Yeah, I would agree. And I guess a part of that is skilling teachers up as well, isn't it? Because we can have great technology in front of our kids, but if our teachers don't know how to use it and to leverage it for the best outcomes for our kids, it's really expensive bad teaching, isn't it? So that's part of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I obviously have great relationships with directors of learning, directors of studies, etc., and the school principals, and look to work closely with them. I mean, IT itself, of course, is constantly changing, and it's a disruptor to everything, in the business world and also in education. So from my side, there's a couple of challenges with that. It's about understanding where technology is going to be and then planning for that now, so we're ready for those to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yep. So what about the future? What about the next couple of years? Talk a little bit about the next step for IT here at Tyndale.
Yeah, I'd say there's a few facets to it. I mean, certainly with our other campuses, it's about integrating onto being consistent one system. So the end goal there for the let's say the student or teacher would be, no matter what campus you are at, you'd have a consistent experience. But then on top of that, we're looking at things like Office 365 and the collaboration opportunities that brings. Leveraging more of Canvas and integrating systems more with Canvas. So it's really about integrating, getting that consistency of experience, and then when we start to look at collaboration, start to look at how those opportunities might evolve, particularly with our other campuses. So whether that means teachers collaborating across campuses or students collaborating, potentially sharing a service, delivering classes across our campuses.
Yep.
The goal is to make these technologies available, and then give teachers the freedom to explore how best that might work.